Morning children, let's continue with the chapter today, Mother's Day, written by J.B. Priestley. The humorous play portrays the status of a mother in the family. The author brings out the plight of the mother very realistically in the play. Mrs. Annie Pearson, the mother, isn't treated well by her husband and children. With the help of her neighbor, Mrs. Fitzgerald, and magic spell which temporarily allow them to interchange their roles. She stands up for her rights. Mrs. Annie Pearson family is shocked at the change, but they learn to behave properly with her so that she gets the respect that she deserved. So, about the characters, Mrs. Fitz, she is Mrs. Annie Pearson neighbor. She's quite strong-willed, knows magic, helps Mrs. Annie Pearson to reform the spoiled children of Mrs. Annie Pearson's family. Next character is Mrs. Annie Pearson. She is a pleasant but nervous type of woman whose excessive love and care has spoiled her two children and her husband. Doris Pearson, she is Mrs. Pearson's daughter, aged around 20. She fails to understand her mother's struggle and doesn't help her to household work. Krill Pearson, she is Mrs. Annie Pearson's son, who is equally demanding and never sympathizes with his mother. Mr. George Pearson, he is Mrs. Annie Pearson's proud husband, who is not respected in society as expected. He dominates his wife but is not ridiculed in the club where he is a member. Let's continue with the summary. Introduction of Mrs. Annie Pearson and Mrs. Fitz. Annie Pearson and Mrs. Fitz are next door neighbors. Apart from this, there is no similarity between them. Annie is pleasant, nervous looking woman in her 40s. Fitz is older, heavier with a strong personality. Annie has a soft voice, whereas Mrs. Fitz has a deep and throaty voice. Mrs. Fitz is a fortune teller. She has learned that this art from the East. She is reading Mrs. Annie's fortune. She advises Annie to be strict and allow the boss in her family. Actually, Annie is not treated well by the family. At present, Mrs. Annie has been reduced to the status of an unpaid domestic servant who does all the work at home without even being requested for it or being thanked later on. Fine, beta? So, there you can find the contrast between Mrs. Annie Pearson and Mrs. Fitz. So next is Mrs. Fitz outlines plan to reform Annie's family. Mrs. Fitz is very angry at the way Annie is treated like the servant by her family. One day she suggests that she should temporarily exchange their personalities by using the magic spell that she had learned in the East. She takes Annie's hand and speaks some words. A transformation takes place and personalities of Mrs. Fitz shift into the body of Mrs. Annie's and vice versa. So what are they exchange their souls. So with that their behavior is also changed with the magic spell and Mrs. Fitz was aware of this magic. Annie is scared. Annie is scared, but Mrs. Fitz assured that the chain of reversible. Mrs. Fitz, now in the body of Annie, stays at Annie's house and sends Annie, Mrs. Fitz's body, to her house where she can relax. So, beta, with the exchanging of personalities, they interchange their houses also. Okay, so Mrs. Fitz stays in Mrs. Annie's house to handle the situation, to bring all the family in the right path. Okay, as well as Mrs. Annie was very tired and no one was listening, so she sent Mrs. Annie Pearson to her house. She said ki go and relax over there. Now you see what kind of changes were found by the children as well as husband after exchanging their souls as well as homes. Okay, Dory Pearson, she gets shocked. Dory, the daughter of Mrs. Annie Pearson, a beautiful girl aged 20, enters the house. She gets shocked at seeing her mother smoking and playing cards alone. Dory asks her about yellow dress, but her mother doesn't respond. She asks for tea, but her mother answers rudely. Telling her to iron her dress herself makes tea if she wants to. Dory gets angry but gets a good scolding from her mother. And then Annie makes fun of Dory's boyfriend Charles Spence for having projecting teeth after being stupid. She tells Doris frankly that at her age she would have found somebody better than Charles Spence. This strange behavior is too much for Doris. She goes out of the room crying. Krill also gets a shock. First of all, it was this Doris who gets a shock because they had never ever seen their mother in this role. Okay, in this kind of manner. Krill and his son enters the house and asks for tea in the demanding and angry manner. Annie tells him that she has not bothered to get ready. Krill asks her if everything is all right with her. She replies that she has never felt better in her life. When Krill inquires why she hasn't got the tea ready, Annie replies that she wanted a change. That's why she hasn't bothered to make tea. Krill announces that he is short of time, so he should get the tea ready immediately. Krill further inquires whether she has got his clothes ready. When she says no, he gets anguished. He asks his mother what will happen if they all talked like she was talking that day. Annie coldly replies that all three of them always talk to her like that. So what was wrong with her talking in the same tone? She says that he doesn't want to do anything at home. He doesn't have to. She adds that she has become member of the union so that she gets what she deserves. Okay, beta. Here she is saying, okay. Then both the brother and sister talks ki what has happened wrong with the mother. So argument between Doris and Mrs. Annie Pearson. Doris appears on the scene wearing a shoulder wrap. Annie remarks sarcastically about her dress. An argument starts between Doris and Annie. Doris comments that if she was looking awful, it was due to her mother's only, who made her cry. So mother is saying you are not looking beautiful in the dress. So Doris is saying it is just because of you. You made me cry. You spoiled my mood. You didn't iron my dress. You didn't provide tea for me. Then Annie inquires if any strong beer was left. Krill is shocked to know when his mother wants to drink it. He is unable to understand what is going on. Fine. Now discussion between Doris and Krill. Both Doris and Krill are filled with horror and shocked to see the mother's behavior. Both wonder what has happened to the mother suddenly. Doris thinks that she got hit on her head by something. She says that the manner in which her mother spoke hurt her the most and made her cry. Both start giggling at the thought of what will happen if their mother keeps behaving in this weird manner in front of their father. So they are saying it's very strange thing that mother is doing. What will happen if father will come to know all this? So this was the first part. We will continue tomorrow with the second part. Thank you.